Right side is Jeffrey. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th. So out comes the field goal team now for the second time here today. And the kick by Elliott is good. And the drive will wind up yielding 3. So he gets a shot at atoning for the earlier miss here in the first half and able to knock it through.
And what a relief for him, don't you think? Because how many games have we done where kickers missed one early and never gotten a chance to atone for it the rest of the game? That's a lot to carry around.
Here comes the Tampa Bay offense now heading back out onto the field. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. But good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense.
Looking for Evans, and it's intercepted. Rasul Douglas picks it, and the possession is theirs at their own 43-yard line.
Oh, man, Brandon, not a real good throw that time. It looked like he tried to put a little too much air under this one, and it turned into a floater. And defensively, this is a dream. He could have fair caught that one. That was way too easy.
And the first play of the drive there is incomplete. And that one goes incomplete. They tried something out of the bag of tricks, but it's incomplete and now second down. He'll try again with the arm here on second down. Oh, the Buccaneer pressure too much. Down he goes. Noah Spence in there to bring him down for a loss of 7. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Levante David. 1:58 to go in this first half of play. We'll come back to Tampa after this timeout. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10.
Hey, stop. Come on. Sunday. Kill. Under 10. 10. 5-0. Ready to go.
Following the interception, Winston. He's going to let this go deep for Jackson. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete.
And you just know when that play call came in, their eyes lit up because anytime you get a chance to take a big shot downfield, that's a lot of fun, and they missed an opportunity.
Ready. Blue ready. Watch the foul, God.
A second down throw for Winston. Looking middle, and it's incomplete.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they didn't completions on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the first down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
On 3rd down, Winston. He's got Evans. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. A pickup of 24 on the 3rd down conversion. And another Winston to Evans connection. Mike Evans, he didn't play football until his senior year of high school. He was such a good basketball player down in Galveston, Texas. But I think he's happy he picked football up.
I don't think there's any doubt about it. I would have loved to have been around those conversations. The head basketball coach, the head football coach. Since it was high school, maybe it was the same guy. You never know. And saying, I need this guy out on the field. But it's worked quite well for him. And Jameis Winston's so happy to have him on his squad.
And they've got the lead in this one because of those two. Here's Winston. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
5-0. Green, Triple C. Hey, base, hey.
To the air again with Winston. And, Jameis intercepted a third time. Picked off by Avonte Maddox. Past the 10 to the 11-yard line, and that's where the return stops. That's sort of a second quarter to forget for him. Now 2 picks in this frame.
Almost as if the first one that he threw, he couldn't shake, couldn't get it out of his head. He ends up throwing a second one as a result.
Compounds the mistake a little bit.
Yeah, you got to be able to forget, compartmentalize, whatever you want to call it, and move on. He hasn't been able to do so here in the second.
Foles. He's going to look deep down the field. And that one almost intercepted. Far too loose with the football here. Nearly a 4th pick. And it's 3rd down.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Now, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to put some more points on the board. As much as I praise teams for being true to who they are, in this situation, I wonder if maybe they outguessed themselves a little bit. 3rd down, seemed like an obvious passing situation. They chose to run it and didn't get anywhere close to the 1st down.
And they're going to at least line up to go for it here on 4th down. They'll try and throw for it here. And Tate's got it. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. A big pickup of 12 yards on 4th down to keep this drive from stalling. They'll look to throw here on 1st down. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down. They got pressure there and only rushing 3.
And there's a defensive coordinator right now who is celebrating not just getting home with 3 there, but realizing if that's the type of pressure he can get in the entire game, then his pass defense is going to be excellent. You're dropping 8. Where are you going to go with the football?
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And down he goes. A Buccaneer sack. Jason Pierre-Paul in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8. The Eagles on 3rd down. They're struggling. 0 for 6 thus far. This will be a tough 3rd and 18. They'll throw now on the final play. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So we've hit halftime here in Tampa with the Bucs out in front. As we send you to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach? The Bucs with a lead, and they'll get the football first as the second half is underway. Fielded about a yard deep. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Out come the Buccaneers. They'll have it first to start the 3rd quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the 3rd quarter.
I like the way you turn that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies, try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. A first down throw for Winston. And that's incomplete. The veteran Rasul Douglas able to break that one up. Well, the numbers have been good in the passing game, and certainly a big reason why they have the lead. But now here, 3rd quarter, maybe go to the run game a little more?
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, after that incompletion, a little credit to the defense for shutting them down on that play. Maybe you try and run the football a little bit more in this spot, but they have to feel good about how they've been throwing it overall.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29.
Let's go. Ready. Blue ready. 5-0.
Throwing again. Winston on 2nd and 10. Drops it to Jones in the flat. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. It'll be a gain of 6, and that'll lead here to a 3rd down.
5 on the 50. 5 on the 50. 5 on the 50.
From the shotgun, it's Winston. And this is caught by Jackson. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. That one goes for 29 yards on 3rd down.
Sonic! Sonic! Green, Trevor C. Hey, sub. Let's go.
Jameis again. That's complete. Middle of the field to Humphreys. And he gets it down to the 32. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up 2nd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
They'll throw again. Winston. It's caught. Humphreys. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Hey, sub. Let's go. Hey, sub. Let's go. 5-0.
3rd and short yardage. Winston. Over the middle to Evans. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a 1st down.
I don't know about you, but I feel like there's a little extra juice when you see Jameis Winston connect with Mike Evans early. And when they do it often, this team is really energized.
Well, Evans at 6'5", those long arms, that's so tough to defend.
And he surprises you with how fast he is because he looks like he's just loping along, and all of a sudden you're 10 yards behind him, and Jameis Winston finds him. I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
Again, it's Winston. His pass caught at the 4. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. 3 yards is the gain that time. 2nd and goal.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
They'll give it to him up the middle. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. It'll be a loss of 1, and that's going to bring up an interesting 3rd and goal. Now they'll run it on the toss. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to bring up a 4th and goal.
This offense bent the defense in their long drive downfield, but once they get within sight of the goal line...
And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by the linebacker, Jordan Hicks. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. first possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Jeffrey breaking the tackle. And he finds a man on a crossing route. And he's able to get this across the 10 before being taken down. Trying to find some space to operate, and now they'll have it. A gain of 12, a big first down to get away from the end zone. Now Foles. And his pass is intercepted for the fourth time today. Picked off at the 18. That interception sets them up beautifully already in the red zone.
And you can hear it all the way up here. Oski, everyone turned to block, find the spot, and now they're set up inside the red zone for their offense.
Easy.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Oh, and it's incomplete. That would have been big in the end zone if he could have held on. Instead, it's second down. So after the incompletion on first, now second and 10.
Ready. Black 22. White.
Now Winston. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
Big play coming up. Here's third and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
550. Sonic. Follow. Follow. Sonic. Let's go. Hey, we got follow.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And this one is incomplete.
And that's a crusher right there. Had his man open for a first down, threw a fastball when that wasn't necessary. Incomplete pass. When are these quarterbacks going to learn? You don't get extra points for how hard you throw the football.
The offense staying out there. They look prepared to go here on 4th and 10.
Green, triple C. Follow. Follow. Back. Easy. Green, triple C.
Jameis to throw it. This is caught. And he's brought down. Some collective exhales over there on the sideline. A big pickup through the air on 4th down to bring up 1st and goal.
Five on the 50.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's in. Touchdown, Buccaneers. A great play there. Taking it in. And the Bucs capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. Santos able to tack on the extra point. Back now in Tampa. It's the Bucs. They've got the football. They also are in front here on the scoreboard as we start the 4th. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This will be taken very short. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And nearly another interception. They've been around the ball all game.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. Ertz has it left side. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means they have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
3 yards won't be enough here as that'll bring up 4th down.
That was well coached and even better executed because you saw him looking for the cutback lane, never materialized, and had excellent pursuit to stack that play up.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And Jeffrey's got it. And he will have 1st down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down. They'll run on 1st down. Adams. And not much room to operate as he'll get this up only to about the 41. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Under 4 to go now as the clock runs, and they come up on 2nd down. Here's Foles. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. The Eagles on 3rd down. It has been a disaster. 0 for 8 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2. They'll look to throw here. He's going to float this one deep right side. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. The former 1st-round pick, Vernon Hargreaves, the one who was there defensively.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very...
And he will not be able to get away as Foles is taken down. Jason Pierre-Paul able to disrupt yet another pass play. His 3rd sack of the afternoon. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And this is going to be incomplete.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in a cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion. And both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
Looking deep for his tight end, Ertz. And that is incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Buccaneers defense holds and they get the football back. So now with a little over 2 minutes to play, the road back gets very difficult.
Difficult, but still not impossible if they go ahead and play this thing out. Now the defense has to come up big. They've got to go for the strip of the football on each and every snap to try and give themselves a chance.
Jameis now on first down. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. And on that one, the protection just broke down.
You've got to have that leverage, don't you? We always talk about low man wins in the running game for an offensive lineman versus a defensive lineman. It's essentially the same thing in pass protection. Get lower than that defensive lineman so that you can keep your balance and keep him away from your guy trying to throw the football.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Time for a break. We're back to finish this one off after this. Winston here to throw. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off by the linebacker, Nigel Bradham. And the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran the wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them.
A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks. Foles. His throw caught right around the 6. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. 19 yards on the pickup there, and now they'll have it 1st and goal. So they've been in the red zone 3 times, and it's yielded just 3 points. Can they find the end zone here on nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Gerald McCoy in there to take him down, and the clock will roll.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. And that one goes incomplete. He's maybe lucky it wasn't a fumble as he got hit as he threw it. You got to think this is likely 4-down territory anyway, but they'll try to punch it in now on 3rd and goal. And he takes this one into the end zone, and all of a sudden, here in the final minute, things get a little bit tighter. Elliott now to add the extra point. This time, the extra point up and good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. Elliott now to kick this one away. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. They're looking to throw this. Winston. Over the middle, complete. It's Evans. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A really good pickup of 28 yards. Winston. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.